Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll look into how we can create a IAM user, and henceforth we'll be doing all the activity through the IAM user so that we do not really have to log in to the root user account. Now typically if you go to my security credentials, whenever you log in through root account, you would see that there is a warning message that always pops up saying that the account credentials provide unlimited access to your AWS resource, and as a AWS best practice, they recommend that you make use of AWS identity and access management user account. Now the problem with root account is that you cannot limit the privilege over here. So if an attacker gets access to your root account, he can do all the things within your AWS account, which is possible. However, if someone gets the account of your IAM user, you can immediately restrict the access or block the access of the attacker there. Same is not possible for the root account. And this is one of the reasons why typically if you go into the financial institutions, what they do is they have an alarm that whenever a root user logs in, you get an email as well as an SMS saying that there is a security alert, root user has logged in. This is because of the best practice that a root user should never be able to or should never log in unless and until it is required. Perfect. So let's look into how we can create the IAM user similar to what the security suggestion was saying here. So if you go to services and just go to IAM, we'll go to users. So currently here you see I have a lot of users which are created for various demos throughout the other video courses that we have. But let's go ahead and let's create a new user by clicking on the add user button. Now within the add user button, let's give it a name. I'll say zeal-demo. And you can say what is the access type that you want. We'll select the AWS management console access because this user, instead of logging in through root, he'll be logging in through the IAM user on the AWS management console. Now the console password, either you can select as auto generated. In case it is auto generated, once the user logs in, he'll be asked to change the password. If you select the require password reset option here. For the time being, I'll select a custom password and I'll just deselect this option and I'll click on next permission. Now within the permission, you need to attach the relevant policies which are applicable for this user. I'll say the administrator access, and you can do a next, you can do a review and go ahead and create a user. Perfect. So one important part to remember is that once you have your user created, he needs to sign in with a link that is displayed over here. So let's do a copy on this link. And what I'll do, from a new browser, I'll just paste this link within the URL bar. So once you paste this, now you see the account ID gets autofilled. So this is the account ID where the user was created. You have to give the IAM username, which you can find it here, which is zeal-demo that we had created. So I'll say zeal-demo and just give the password as well. And we can do a sign in. Perfect. So now my user has signed in. Now one important part to remember is that again, this user, which is the IAM user, does not have a MFA enabled. That means any attacker who gets access to the password of my user, he will be able to do all the aspects within my AWS because my user here has the full permission. So basically what we need to do is we need to set the MFA for this user as well. So in order to do that, let's go back to the IAM service. I'll say IAM. We'll go to users and we'll go to the zeal-demo user. Now within this, there is a tab of security credentials. We'll click here and it says that assigned MFA device is none. So you have to click on manage and you can select any device. This is very similar to the root MFA that we had set. I'll select a virtual MFA. I'll do a continue. It will ask you for the QR code as well as show secret key. For the root account, we had already seen how the QR code scanning would work. So this time we'll do a show secret key. So I'll copy the secret key. And since I do not have the Authenticator app within this browser, I'll go back to my Firefox, and within the Authenticator app, I'll click on edit. I'll add a new app. This time I'll do a manual entry, and you have to put the secret over here, which I have retrieved. And the account name is, let's say, I'll say AWS zeal-demo, and you can click on OK. So now if you click on show all entries, it will basically give you the QR code. Let's copy the first one and I'll paste it here. Now again, you need the second code as well. So I'll open it up once again. I'll copy the second code and I'll paste it here. Once you do both the MFA code, do a assign MFA, and your MFA has been assigned to your user. So in order to quickly verify whether everything is working, I'll just copy the sign in link. I'll do a sign out. And this time, let me paste the sign in link once again. I'll put zeal-demo and the relevant password. And now it is asking for the multi-factor authentication. I'll go to the Authenticator app. Let it expire. So this is a new code which is generated. And I'll submit the MFA code. So once you submit the MFA code, you will be able to log in once again. Now the reason why your IAM user is basically preferred is because let's assume that this zeal-demo account gets compromised. Then what I can do is I can restrict the permission of that user. So if I go to zeal-demo, let's assume that the zeal-demo got compromised. So all that I need to do is I can log in through the root account. I can remove this specific administrator access from this zeal-demo user. So even though an attacker has logged in through this IAM user, he will not be able to do anything because there are no permissions which are attached to the IAM user. So let's verify. So let's go to IAM this time. And now you see everything is giving you an error saying that you are not authorized to perform the operations. So once you remove the permissions, everything gets blocked. And this is the reason why AWS actually recommends that everything should be in the identity and access management. If in case your root user gets compromised, then you cannot really do much because your permissions are unlimited to the root user there. So this is one important part to remember. So with this, we'll conclude this video. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'll really encourage that whatever activity that you perform afterwards would be through the IAM user and not through the root user.